is alter your body, and autoimmune disease is basically your system attacking itself. So it chooses different organs in your body. Like for me personally, it's my heart. Oh, wow. So I would have like crazy chest pains that are very similar to like a heart attack. Oh, and wow. I thought, but you don't gotta keep it up between. Said I just might slide on a late night. Said I just might crash on the weekend. Said I guess say I might just crash. Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yo. Cheers.
Time doesn't exist, there's more to what we see. Let's sit down, talk about it, let's just call it P.O.T, P.O.T, yeah. Let's call it P.O.T, P.O.T, yeah. Let's call it P.O.T.
Yo, what's up, P.O.T heads? Got a crazy dope episode for you guys. Got a crazy dope artist in the house. She just dropped a new project. But before I keep going, I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hey, what's up, my people? It's Naithemosthigh. Thank you for having me. And yeah.
And so like I told you over there, I've been listening to your music. And how long did this new project take you?
Overall, I started it last April, so about a year. It took a little over a year and a few months. Mainly because it was a lot of like going back and forth and distractions coming in. But yeah.
Like what kind of distractions?
Just life in general, like having some health issues, so they took me out of the studio. Towards the end, when I was originally supposed to drop around like May-ish, I ended up getting into a car accident, and then that took me out the game for a little bit. Yeah, somebody was working on me.
Whoa, for real? Like,
yeah, it was like this past May, I had performed at Metro.
Yeah.
With the homies, we opened up for Currency, and then after that, I actually did the cover art photo shoot. It was the day I did the cover art photo shoot. And later on, I was leaving the gym, and the dude, like, bust a random U and kind of, like, hit a perpendicular hit on me. Whoa. T-boned me, yeah.
On the passenger?
No, on my side, yeah. And it kind of, like, spent us, totaled my car. Yeah, it was crazy.
Were you injured, or?
Yeah, I had some injuries to my ribs, to my chest wall, a bunch of random small things that added up to a big problem, I say.
That's crazy. How long did it take you to heal from that?
I would say about till July, August, but even now, like, my ribs are still, everyone says, like, all the doctors say the ribs take the longest to heal.
Yeah, they do.
So, like, I just been training my breath control to get back to where it was, because that's about the main thing. Other than that, yeah, the ribs was the longest part, so we still in progress of that. But
yeah, the ribs are like the way they don't really heal.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because it's like the tissue that's under them, and then everything else when you breathe, like pushing into it. So yeah,
it hurts. It also like at one time something happened to me. We're not gonna get into it, but where it hurt so much that I couldn't even carry.
Yeah, or like bending or like laying flat.
If you laugh.
Yeah, and all I do is laugh. Like me and my peoples, we just laugh all day, and it was literally the worst. I just literally be like, stop making me laugh.
Yeah, I be doing the same thing.
Yeah, but now I'm finally at the point where I can get a little cackle going.
Yeah, because it does. For some reason, the way we're built, this is our little cage protecting everything.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's but I'm just glad that it wasn't like the actual cage, like a fracture or whatever. It was like the tissue and all that. And I don't know all the ins and outs, but that it was just, swollen and things like that. So
were you already working on the music then, or did you stop because of that?
Well, once I got hurt, it was so bad that I wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't doing nothing. I was just at home. And I paused. But at that point, I was at the stage where the EP was about done. That's why I said I was doing the cover art that day. It was more so just about finishing touches, edits. And I think the only track that I had to finish was Walks. That was the intro. And actually, originally, Walks was not a part of the project. Who's Watching was the intro for the project. Yeah, but I had so much time to sit down and like think and listen to what I had put together. And I was like, and funny because a lot of people really like Who's Watching so far, but I was like, I need something hard as the intro, and I just felt like that experience gave me a lot to add to the project and talk about. So I definitely wanted to add that in there. So yeah, once I got to a decent point to go back to the studio where I can do my takes without having to break so much, then I added Walks. And yeah.
Would you say that little time helped you in a way?
Yeah, it did. I think a lot of times in life in general, when you go through, misfortunes and things like that. And you have to look at it and see the other side of what it can be teaching you, how it can make you stronger, how it can help you. And it put a lot of things in perspective for me in terms of just, really being appreciative of the way that you feel your ableism on a day-to-day basis, which is something that I always appreciate because of other, health issues. And with music-wise, I needed to sit down because before that car accident, it was like every day I'm either going to do an interview or I'm going to a show, I'm performing, whether I'm supporting another artist or I'm there performing with them. I'm going to the studio. And that was just like I was nonstop moving. And I think I wasn't processing my, my thoughts, my actions, my behaviors, or just even what I was doing. Sometimes you just move so fast, you just go on, then the time fly by. So having that time to sit down and reflect, it allowed me to reflect on the project, life in general. And yeah, so...
So I guess sometimes life itself slows you down.
Oh, yeah. My mom always say that. She'd be like, you better sit down or life is going to sit you down. And they do it every time. It does every time. And it's going to keep doing it. That's just how life is,
Yeah, and it also depends on your perspective how you see the actual situation, right?
Yeah.
The circumstance could either make you or break you.
Literally.
And it depends on your character to see whether you really... Are you gonna go over this hill that's being presented before you, or you just gonna stay at the bottom and say fuck it?
Exactly. And a lot of times, the difference in that decision is the difference in type of people and the quality of life that you live. You could easily sit down and be somber all the time, be like, oh, this happened, da da da. But it's like, what is that gonna do for you? What is that gonna change?
Right.
How's that gonna make anything better? Like, no, it's better to. I think any hardship that you face, it's best to reflect and just say, what can I learn from this? Like, what is this teaching me? What is this showing me? Like, what's happening right now? Not just being quick to victimize yourself and get trapped in it.
Especially if it's a mistake that you've made. If you are accountable for your mistake and you are able to say, man, I messed up.
Yeah.
And instead of saying, why did this happen to me? Or this was somebody else's fault.
Yeah, pointing the blame, all that. Yeah, it ain't gonna help nobody.
At the end of the day, everything. Well, I've said this before on the show, but 99% of the things you accomplish, you owe it to the people around you and yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Wait, hold on. Yeah, like
you was
that.
going. I was
so
like,
99% of the things you accomplish, it is the people around you. And their help and what they help you to do, right?
Yeah.
That 1% is all. Well, hold on. 99% is your fault.
Okay.
99% is your fault. The 1% is the people you allow in your life.
Okay.
That's
I think you can discuss that and look at it from both perspectives.
But most people want to blame others for what's happening in their life.
For sure. And like what you're saying about the people around you, I think that's a really big thing. And it's like, that's why on the last track, I do speak towards like community, the people that support me and around me, because the people around me, they give me so much inspiration, so much strength, and like really, hold you accountable. Because some people got bad people in their life that they'll do whatever they want to do and no one's going to stop them. They're just going to, that's just how they are. That's what it is. And in terms of like accepting when something is my fault, I think I personally suffer from overly making something my fault, even if it ain't. And but yeah, I try not to point the finger, because growing up, I think when I was a kid, because I was like the youngest sibling, I would always like blame somebody. I'd be like, oh, it's dumb. Yeah. So I always heard that growing up. So by the time I got to the point where I was an adult, I was good at holding myself accountable for things. And it's like,
well, it comes with age too.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And it comes from learning, being able to grow mentally and as a person.
Yeah.
Because if you stay stuck in your own ways, you're not able to see those things that people are trying to show you or give you. I mean, not all criticism is good.
Yeah.
Also,
oh yeah, for sure.
Because some people are trying to bring you down.
Yeah, and project their feelings and thoughts onto you. Yeah.
Right. But if you take it from the people you trust the most.
Yeah.
That helps you more.
Yeah, definitely. And then I always say like that with advice. It's good to take advice, but at the same time, just put it in a suggestion box. Because you don't want to take anything somebody says and everything you apply to yourself or you think it's law is right. Whether that's a parent, a close friend, or, sometimes when people have certain levels of status,
right.
Like if you're talking to someone who, may be in the same field as you but further along, that doesn't mean everything they say is law. Like, you gotta have discernment for what is good advice to listen to and which ones, you just put in a suggestion box.
Right.
Because it's gonna be there. You can always just slip it in, but that don't mean I have to take it,
I mean, I think everyone has something that you could learn from them.
Yes, for sure.
And it's up to you to, take it or not. Like,
yeah.
Is that 99% is your fault?
And that 1%, yeah.
It's just the people that you allow in your life.
Yeah.
And with having people that support you, that helps your art as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's because being an artist is hard enough. Like, just trusting yourself, and you put so much into creating a song, and especially a full body of work. And you've been, like, with the project, I've been creating this for a year. I done heard all these songs so many times. when they didn't sound as good, when something wasn't right. Crash Out, for instance, we had about 4 versions of Crash Out.
Damn.
And it was just one studio session. We sat down, and I'm like, play each one. And I just saw pieces that I liked from each one. And I'm like, keep that, add that, do this, do that. And then it was me playing around in the studio that got me the ad-lib that goes all through it with the Crash Out. Like, you gotta, take your time. But it's like, I've been listening to these songs in this project forever. Now when it's time to release, it's like, fuck, are people gonna like this? Are they gonna feel the way that I feel about it? So, it's a mind game being an artist. Or, everything comes in phases. Sometimes you're getting shows booked back to back. People are asking about you. You are being invited to stuff. You're doing interviews. And then sometimes, it might be a bit of a slow period where you're not performing as much, or, you feeling like you kind of losing it. So having that community, having people around you that support you and genuinely like your music and listen to your music and understanding that. And also being able to say, I don't really like that, or I don't get that, or that helps you be,
honesty helps.
Yeah, honesty always helps, and it makes you pure in your artistry. And also that's very important. Like, you ever hear somebody that be like, an artist that has a significant other, but the significant other doesn't really listen to their music, or you hear plenty of times a girl be like, oh, I dated a rapper and he wasn't that good, but it's like, you didn't say nothing that whole time.
You should have said something.
Right, you should have said something.
You would have helped this person.
You would have helped us all.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that is important too, right?
Yeah.
If you're an artist chasing some type of dream, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But the person that's next to you, it matters a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they could either help you along or just be like 300 pounds on top of you.
Yeah, or they gassing you, and now you thinking that you good, and you go out, and everybody like, that's some bullshit. You like, damn, y'all been telling me this decent all this time. Like, yeah. No, it's definitely important. I definitely am grateful. Like, all my friends and family, like, support my music. Like, a lot of times when I have shows, if I like it to the crowd, it's, it's like my sister, it's my mom, if she wants to come, my stepdad. Like, it's real people that really know me. So it hit even, on release day, I have all these other people that, from social media or music or whatever, call me like, man, this go crazy. And they like it. But the calls or the opinions that matter the most is like, the people who like, I know exactly why you said that, and that's what makes it even better. And it's like people who see you on a daily go through life and then go through this grind and then hearing the product and genuinely liking it. But I do think it is important for artists to understand that, like, just because you're an artist doesn't mean that everyone has to support you. It might sound like, well, you can support in different ways. You can, just, whether that's through social media, buying a song, whatever the case. But you got to understand, everybody has their own music taste.
Right.
So if I woke up and I said, what, I want to do rock music, but I know my sister don't like rock music, I can't force her to be like, hey, bump this shit. Yeah. Like, no, like, so, and I think a lot of times artists do get into a mindset where they're like, man, people ain't, I hear it all the time. People, my own homie ain't supporting me. But it's like, have you thought about what your homie listen to when he, in the car or with his people?
Exactly.
It might not be that doesn't make it bad, but everybody got their own style and taste.
Everyone has their taste and everything.
Exactly.
Food, music.
Say, wouldn't let that shit happen to me though.
I mean, you can't take those type of things like to heart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I do like your energy on stage though.
Oh, thank you.
That last time because I saw you at the book club.
Oh, with the last book club show?
Yeah.
Oh man, did we talk?
Nah, because I don't think we really knew each other that much.
Okay, well,
I knew that you were gonna be there because when they were pushing it, your name was there, and I was like, okay, cool. And I checked you out, I followed you and everything.
Yeah, because I remember once you started following, we started interacting then.
Yeah. And then when I saw you on stage, I was like, yo, she's snapping. Your cadence.
Appreciate you.
Your cadence is on point.
Thank you.
Every word was just
Yeah,
And
I
was like,
appreciate that.
yo,
Well, I'm glad you got a show. I'm definitely gonna like start sending you personal invites to the next shows and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely, yeah, I appreciate that a lot.
Because I think that's very important that well, me as a listener for music, I'm more of a lyrics, cadence, and how it all flows. The flow of everything. You know
flow is one of my favorite parts of rapping, like the flow and the cadence, because that can change a whole song, a whole beat. You might hear a beat and it might be slow, but you can come on there, double timing it, and like that's what really gives people energy. Like how you said, you like lyrics, but there are some people in the world that they don't even know what people are saying, but they just vibing with it because it's that flow that carries it. Like I feel like when you rapping, your flow is a second beat.
Yeah,
and like
you're a second instrument.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your voice is an instrument, and right, it's a bunch of them on there. But yeah, you definitely gotta. Yeah, that's a big part of it because that can. You ever heard somebody was like, their verse necessarily wasn't bad, but you didn't like the way it came off on the beat.
Yeah,
And
that kind of throws. I mean, it like you said, the words might be dope.
Yeah,
but
if
the
it's
way
not,
that you delivered it, I don't know, man. Yeah. Maybe you should have gone back. That's you should have had somebody.
Tell me, that's when that community goes in. Ain't nobody say nothing. They just like,
hey, bro, you fucking snap on that shit.
Because it's like some artists that are like even with mainstream artists, like they. Technically, the verse is good. The lyrics are hidden. It's deep. That's a nice bar punchline. But you might not just like. You just might not like them. And that's okay. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to taste, right?
Yeah.
When you were talking about your illnesses, what was the other illness you say you had?
Oh, about 2 years ago, I think. Might be coming up on 3 years. So this winter, I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease. Ooh. And so. It's called MCTD. It's a long name, mixed connective tissue disease. But it was really random. Like I grew up a healthy person, athlete. Like, and I know I just started feeling weird. My body was like changing in weird ways. And then when I went to the doctor and got my blood test, it was like traces of like what you see in people who have like lupus and things like that.
Okay.
But it's 2 other autoimmune diseases that I also get symptoms of. So it's like lupus, polymyositis, and scleroderma. And it's been like a whole journey for me, like dealing with, and it's still a journey, I'm still figuring it out, still trying to be, young and turn, but at the same time conscious of my health and things like that. So that was like a big setback with creating, because some days I just really can't. Some days I don't have the energy, my body's not feeling good, it's hurting. And originally I didn't really like to talk about it, like I wouldn't tell nobody. Like even to this day, sometimes I'll see friends that I haven't seen in a while, and I'll like randomly drop that, and they'll be like, wait, what happened? I'm like, oh, because so many people I didn't share with if they weren't in my immediate space and surroundings. But on the EP, I started to talk about it. It's a complex subject, so you don't blatantly say, like, it's real hard to rap about autoimmune. Right, exactly. But, speaking about, the trials and tribulations that you go through, and then the more that I'm starting to be open about speaking into it, I'm realizing one, like a lot of people who if not have that but have lupus and things like that, or their mom or family member or something like that, so it's good for that. And I think at this point with it, I'm trying to get to a point where I'm more educated on it so that way I can educate others. And then now and then, you never know, like, put events together, like supporting and spreading awareness and things like that. So yeah, that's
like, what would you say are the changes that you had to make because of it?
So you get very fatigued. Like sometimes you're like overly tired. It basically is inflammation. Like inflammation is all through your body, and autoimmune disease is basically your system attacking itself. So it chooses different organs in your body. Like for me personally, it was my heart. Oh, wow. So I would have like crazy chest pains that are very similar to like a heart attack. Oh, and wow. I talked about that on, like you said, the freestyles you watch. If you go back and look at the All Right one I did on campus culture, I think that was the second one I did. But I talk about that, and so attacking your body to the point where like you are hospitalized, swelling. Sometimes your hands get swollen, sometimes your feet are swollen. Weakness, sometimes like your strength is fluctuating. Like regardless of how much you work out or what you do, like anything can happen. So it's a lot of things, and honestly, the symptom list is so damn long. I be learning any day. Something happened. I'm like, why is it like that? Then you go to the doctor and they're like, yeah, that's one of the symptoms.
Part of it.
It's part of it. Yeah. So just dealing with that and how that affects you mentally, physically, and just trying to move forward.
Does would like as a different diet does that help you?
Yeah, a more natural diet. Like ultimately, everyone's different because like sometimes people immediately be like, oh, go vegan, but sometimes like having more meat in your diet can help with things. For me, less sugars, I probably should not be drinking alcohol, but like they tell you a limit on it, but like, child, we got bigger fish to fry. But vegetables, fruit, things like that. Like drinking, like I love smoothies. So smoothies,
Right.
teas, herbs in your tea, and things like that. No smoking, things that naturally cause inflammation. Like there are some foods that are more anti-inflammatory, and there's some that more like increases
Right, like
it.
bread,
So
sugar.
and like being, being ethnic, we have a lot of foods that's just hard to let go. So,
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
It's
so
so
many,
good.
traditional foods and things like that is like, and I love to eat, especially like, I'm very meat heavy. I like seasonings. I like all that stuff. So,
Hey, do you know how to cook?
oh yeah, I can cook.
Off snap?
I like grilling.
Oh.
I like grilling for sure.
What's your go-to?
Steak, chicken, fish, anything really. We grill all the time. We grill all the time. Like, yeah, I'm very meat heavy, so
Yeah,
but sometimes the
cooking is
ribs
also
is
like
good.
art too.
Yeah, see now I ain't in that, level. But I can make anything I want to eat.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of friends from different ethnic backgrounds and things like that. So I just, steal the recipes along the way.
Yeah, I like cooking myself because
Yeah.
it's better. It's better if
What you be cooking?
I make like chicken. I make mole. I don't know if you know
Oh
what that is.
yeah.
I make tacos and shit. Obviously,
I love making tacos.
Tacos is like the easiest thing you can make, and
Can't mess it up.
good. It's
Okay,
always,
so let me ask you a question. So wait, so are you Mexican?
yeah.
Okay, so have you ever had black people tacos? Or have you ever heard of the thing of like Mexican tacos versus black people tacos? Yeah, so do you like black people tacos?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I like black people food.
Yeah, soul food, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no.
Man.
I only say that because like I love tacos and I love like traditional Mexican tacos.
Yeah.
But at the same time, growing up in a black household, like sometimes you have like if a black parent usually make tacos, it's gonna be soft shell, ground beef, cheese, sour cream, lettuce.
Right,
then
right.
like more like I don't know how you describe like the Ortega sauce. That's not like a salsa verde or something like that.
Yeah.
But I make a real good salsa verde. I gotta make you some.
You know how to make that?
Yeah.
Yo,
I'll be putting my serranos, my
try that.
tomatillos, all that.
You're making me hungry.
No,
and
from
shit.
scratch. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we gotta have a little cooking exchange.
Yeah. I like cooking because, like I said, it helps your diet.
Yeah.
You know what you're eating.
Yeah,
when you go out there
out.
and you're getting fucking something from fast food and all that shit.
See, here's the thing. That's the bad thing. I do be liking fast food. like especially when I'm out on the road. Like I drive a lot and I will stop.
Well, you got no option.
I mean, yeah, but I still be wanting it. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely home cooked meals. Nothing beats a home cooked meal. And then if you do go out, a lot of times when I go out, like I'm at a pretty decent restaurant, so it's better quality. But I do be in them drive-throughs.
Yeah.
I do be in there, especially like when you go somewhere else and they got like something that you don't have, like In-N-Out or Jack in the Box, something like that. I just want to try it just because.
Jack in the Box or something.
Yeah, no.
Because I myself don't take sugar either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because sugar, I dropped it like 10 years ago.
People who like really like do no sugar, their bodies be so toned and be good. One day. One thing at a time.
It's hard. I mean, here and then I'll have a pop.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? But it's just because it's really important to maintain our bodies.
Yeah. That's the reason why so many people...
Be as healthy as we can because this body carries this brain.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got to take this brain everywhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is how you get everything, right?
Yeah, no, the saying health is wealth is really true. And like, that's why I was like, I've made some changes. I think over time, the more I get comfortable with everything, I'll make a lot more changes because it could get real strict. And like, I like some things I can't let go. Like my mom, when I first started getting sick, she'll be like, no more fried food. So they're like, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Let's take our time. But like, I don't feel like I eat terrible. I keep a balanced diet. I eat fruit. I eat vegetables and stuff. But yeah, no.
And how long did it last for you? That where it kind of like hinder you from doing your music?
With the EP, let's see, the accident happened in May, and then I did a show in July.
Oh, then you were still doing shows?
I did one show in July, and then after that, August, I came like really back out and was doing like shows or going to events and things like that. So it was a few little months from that, but it was more so like, so with autoimmune disease, stress and trauma, triggers what's called a flare-up. A flare-up is kind of like a moment where all those negative symptoms, like, that swelling, that pain, that soreness, that fatigue, it kind of hits you, like it flares up. So you just start having so the accident triggered that and put me in a bad flare up that lasted those months. So I was in a lot of pain. But sometimes you'll be all good. Like right now, obviously I'm feeling good. I'm all good. But let's say I just do too much. I'm carrying a bunch of groceries. I went to the gym. Like sometimes I go to a very particular gym that caters to my health. Like I go to Hot Works. And basically all your workouts you do are video guided and in a sauna. So working out in a sauna with the infrared energy, like that helps sweating and getting toxins out of your body. And then also you don't feel sore as you do when you lifting only. They do have a lifting section, but everything you do is mainly whether it's cycling, Pilates, yoga, things like that. So there's times where you could just have a random flare up. It could be anything. But if you really start to pay attention, like when I first got sick, I would write down a lot of things that I ate because I'm like, okay, I just noticed that when I ate this the other day, my body started feeling crazy. Because you got to pinpoint like what is it doing what, or maybe you stressed out at work or whatever's going on in your life, and then that started making you tense. Like if I get super stressed, my body starts physically like reacting, getting sore, getting tense or whatever. Or I'm just drained or things like that. So it comes and goes, honestly.
That's what's crazy about life, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we are not able to recognize how blessed we are, that you can walk.
Yeah.
That you feel good. That happens so on the daily.
Yeah, you just do it so you don't think about it or evaluate.
We forget that, like, yo, we have two hands. You
have
two
like
feet.
You can feel things. Yeah. It's kind of like, when you get sick and your nose is stopped up, you start to think of all the moments where you could breathe. You're like, damn.
Or when you have a crazy fever and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, unfortunately, the way humans are wired, we don't think about, how hard things are, or like we're not grateful for the simple things that we have until it's taken away or, disrupted in some form. And it's definitely important. But that's why, like how we were talking earlier, like, what do you learn from those things? And like, I definitely think that becoming sick has made me a more grateful person. Not that I was walking around just ungrateful as hell or something like that. But like, it definitely makes me like, I love when I wake up and I feel good. Like I'm bouncing around, I'm running. Like even the people around me, because when they see me at those low moments, the days when I wake up and I'm just overly active, just playing, like they're like happy because they know that there might be a day coming soon, or they know the days where I wasn't like that. I was laying down the whole day or something like that. So
and that stuff is contagious too.
Yeah, wait, what's contagious?
When you're when you feel good, yeah. You're like, wait.
I was like, I ain't contagious, nigga. Nah, but yeah, no.
No touch, no, but yeah, it when someone's happy and they have positive view about things, bro, that shit gets you going.
Yeah, you feel good. You like, like sometimes if you drive and you see somebody and they like, you can just tell they're in a good mood. You're like, okay, like even with people's confidence, like it's nice.
Just this morning, I was taking a quick walk somewhere and some lady's like, good morning, and she's all smiling. I was like, hey, I don't usually do that, but
you might think to yourself like that was random. But you be like, you know what, hell yeah, like I fuck with it. Let's be happy today, yeah.
Because it's good to like spread that.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
There's so much negativity in this damn world. That
and it's a simple choice. It's a simple choice in your mindset. Because I will say, like, as a teen, I was more pessimistic, and I was cool with that. Like even like with my first song "Smile," like it was literally about being a pessimist and being okay with it. But then as I got older, I'm like, you could just choose not. Like you could choose not to like. Now I like talking shit and being an asshole in my inner circle and things like that. But ultimately, like when I deal with people, it's like I don't really have to be rude to you for no reason. And like most of the time, when you meet somebody and they just got a bad attitude or negative mindset, they be miserable, and they don't realize that is the main reason that they are miserable. And then once that energy that you're putting out is coming back to you, and that's why shit start actually being wrong in your life. Because you think it's just bad luck or something like that. No, you put out that negative energy and you getting it right back. Like
and that goes with like the people you allow in your life, right?
Yeah.
Because if you allow negative people in your life, your whole aura and energy that you have around you is just gonna be negative, and it's just gonna perpetuate and keep going.
Yeah, especially when like people like you'll see someone they'll be like, oh, that's just how they are, she a Leo. Like what the fuck that mean? Like no, like
now you can be an asshole,
right, right, exactly. Like no, like you should not move like that. It's just a red flag.
That's what I'm saying. Because that's what I'm saying about being contagious when you're positive. That just helps. Like this, and it's just crazy that it seems like nowadays they don't want that. They don't want people to be positive to each other.
It might sound cheesy or corny to say because there's so much power in love. If you really are, being positive, spreading that positivity, even if you're not I'm not saying you gotta be a motherfucking, activist, putting it all out on social media or in the world or whatever. But even with your daily life, the people that you just showing them love, showing that you care, putting that effort in, being a good friend, being a good partner, being supportive, whatever the case may be. Shit is easier that way. It's simpler, and we have so many things and so many agents of socialization that shapes our society and shapes the minds, and that wickedness thrives other things. Like, for instance, like money. Money, is kind of the root of all evil, and that greed. And as long as people are greedy, we're gonna always have a top. We're gonna always have a bottom. There's always gonna be people getting taken advantage of, things like that. So when they start to see that people really are showing love, even if you're thinking racially and culturally, being Black, being Mexican, and look at what's going on right now with ICE in general, but then in Chicago, there are people who are in this time where these two groups should be united and really focus on something. People are like, nah, don't mess with us, mess with them, or this and that, pointing fingers. And ultimately, it's no, the common enemy is not in the room right now. That's not us. And but if people realize that, think of how much that'll change if people unite like that. That's love. That's showing true love and understanding, and it's dangerous.
Well, the thing is that the people that have the power, they really don't want us to have that connection with each other. They know that there is power in knowledge. They know that there's power in
That's
love.
why they're stripping schools of actual history from Black history and things like that. They don't, like you said, they don't want people to have that knowledge, because once people do that, people will be stronger and realize hold on, this is some bullshit.
Wait a minute, they're hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys did what?
Yeah, because
wait, we were
if you go back to civil rights movement, segregation, things like that, the signs had all of us on there. It said no Negroes, no Mexicans, no this, no that. And people lose sight of that because we get to a point where, we have advanced so much as people in these separate groups. And then now it comes, trying to see who's the bottom or who's the top or what's this. And it's ridiculous.
Well, that's the thing, right? As minorities, we don't recognize that we're actually going through the same struggle.
Yeah. It's just the same racial group.
It's just different perspectives, right? It's different perspectives of, Black people were enslaved, their rights were taken away, they weren't even considered humans at some point.
And then the same
with the indigenous and all that. They took their land away, this and that, and then guess what? Now we're gonna have a system implemented where you are not able to grow.
Yeah, and then we as minorities, we make what makes this country great. Everything that you like, everything you like about America or whatever, take all of it away. All the shit that you enjoy, and just leave what is
the music, the food,
the music, the food,
the entertainment,
literally everything.
Sports.
Take it all away. Just say here, white people, just do your own thing.
Yeah,
and white Americans at that, and look what's left,
Right.
The lack of culture that's there,
But the thing is, it's all generations.
Yeah.
Generations. We are so far behind.
I feel oftentimes we I don't want to say jump the gun, but there's a lot more intelligence and a lot more people are doing better than we think. We still obviously have a long way to go. We got a lot going on. But I think it's perspective. Because, say, for instance, right now with the young generation, YN is a term. And people are calling it, you ain't even got to be Black to be a YN these days. They just calling anybody a YN or whatever. And I'm using this as an example because it's so quick to think, when you think of these teenagers today, look what they're doing. They act like this, da, da, da. But there's a whole other side of young people who are really intelligent and brave and who are using their social media platforms to, push knowledge, or, who are in the field protesting, things like that. And I really started to see it that way because, like, once I went to high school, obviously being from Chicago, living on the South Side, you know, you got all these neighborhood schools and whatnot, and it's easy for people to think, man, these kids are just losing their mind. But then I went to a school that was, for like, little highly intelligent little kids or whatever. And I'll become home. I'm like, no, it's a lot of kids my age that are doing cool ass, dope ass shit. So I mean, it's a double-edged sword, like,
But they don't want you to see that.
They don't, exactly. They want you to think that majority of the kids now,
like the media.
Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of them.
Yeah, like I mean, the media. All this is designed to show you the negativity of everything.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah,
they'll show black people fighting black people, Mexicans fighting Mexicans, Mexicans fighting black people.
Yeah,
like anything that is negative. Let's put a light to it. Let's put a microscope to it.
Yeah.
Show it to them and keep them thinking that way. Put it in their music. Put it in their everything.
Yeah, the TV, everything. That's even with Chicago in general. Like, some people literally be like, "Oh, I'm not going to Chicago," and it doesn't even have to be people from far away. I work out in Southern Illinois,
right.
And there's people who be like, yeah, I don't really go to the city much. I've only been a few times as a kid, but it's crazy out there. And it's like, it's not as bad as you think.
Yeah.
But that's what media portrays it is. Like, media is one of our top agents of socialization. And when I say agents, I mean like, school, religion, your peers, your family, and media. And like you said, in the music, there's people think about Chicago's music scene and they immediately think drill. Now, obviously, drill put us on a different level in hip hop and music, period. Like, that put us on the map with that. But there's like me as a hip hop artist, I know so many people that do nothing close to drill, whether it's alt rap, right. More jazzy, more, so whatever the case may be. And people act like that doesn't exist. Like, yeah, you can definitely go to some events where the artists are more drill focused, things like that, and that's cool too, because they still doing their thing. Ain't nobody taking it away from them.
Right.
But there's a whole lot of artists that are true lyricists who are, really making, exactly, like making noise in the city and building community, and it's so wide range. Like, I go to shows and I see different people on stage. I'm like, wow, man, this is dope as hell, and people don't know that, but that's because media puts it out that way.
Which is just. It's so crazy, right? It's so crazy. Yeah. I just spoke to someone earlier, Afro, whatever, and we sort of touched upon this too. But it's so crazy because we're just human.
Yeah, ultimately,
like literally, you and I are the same thing.
Yeah,
the same thing.
Yeah,
we have obviously you're female, I'm male, whatever.
Yeah,
but yet you're still gonna
at its core,
right? At the end of the day, you need to breathe.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you need to eat food.
Mm-hmm.
You need to share love. Right? That's all we want. But
I'm sorry, that's the way you said it. I try to keep a serious face. But no, I agree with you. Just like when people be like, at the end of the day, it's one race, human race. But then that's the thing. Social constructs change everything, because like you said, we are at its core just humans, but we have all these social constructs such as race, gender, things like that, that makes us find all these differences and then puts us against each other. Even if you take it down to like men versus women, you see that online in real life all the time with people going back and forth for who has the harder, what's this, what's that, or what does it mean to be this, what does it mean that, and ultimately it means nothing. It just means you just meant to be. Just be. Like, what I mean?
Because everyone has their strength or, in their own perspective, right?
Yeah.
I believe women are powerful. Women are powerful, you know. And if as a man, if you say that, oh, bro, this and that.
No, I'm more powerful. Like, come on now, dude.
Because I'm always saying moms in general don't get enough thanks.
Yeah, for sure.
Moms are usually the ones that keep everything together.
Yeah, and that goes into being a grandmother and all that. Like, yeah, like women have always been a backbone for society, and then you see that in other species, like with animals as well. Like, women are, maybe the male animals going out to hunt or whatever the case may be, or some species the women go out to hunt. Like ultimately everyone's needed though,
Yeah.
I do agree that like men, serve their purpose. But like, again, with social constructs and the way people are starting to act and develop, a lot of times you be like, a lot of guys out there do move a certain type of way, but
Yeah, because
you say the same thing.
Even with media and stuff like that, they don't want you to be appreciate a woman for what she is, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, fuck my baby mama, fuck her, this and some bullshit,
No,
right?
for real
but
though.
yeah, hey, look, she's taking care of your kids.
All right, whole time you ain't seen that little nigga in weeks,
right?
Like, you know what I mean?
Someone's there taking care of those kids.
Yeah,
and to give them flowers, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong at all. Or even to the point where it's like the fact that it is socially normalized that you can be a deadbeat. Like, like there's been deadbeats for generations.
Ever, yeah.
But I feel like we at an all-time high where, there's a lot of people who, there are a lot of
now
men
they're trying to
stepping up
make it
take
cool
kids.
and shit.
Yeah, like to the point where like people will get another, like a man will get a woman pregnant and not talk to her again, not see her again. Or even with athletes, celebrities, things like that. Oh, he paid her $1 million. Now he
gone.
Sign over his right.
Yeah.
Like ultimately, it's not about that. It's the fact that there's a whole child that's being born with starting off with trauma.
Yeah.
Because as they grow and develop, kids notice.
They see everything.
On,
they're recording everything.
Yeah, like kids are not slow. Like they notice early on. You think when they go to class and someone's dad walked them into the class and they don't have that, they're gonna be thinking like, I don't have that person in my life. Or Father's Day and we celebrate a holiday and a kid like, wait a minute,
who do I celebrate?
Right, and then people get mad when they want to appreciate their mama. Shit.
Right, which is crazy, right? Because out of the thin air, you literally pull a soul from the ether, and then you bring it into this world, and then you're like, okay, I'm done.
You abandon it. Like that's like I truly feel like there's bad karma that comes with that. I don't know when it may hit a person, but that you can't neglect your children and really think that life will do right by you, because that's not fair. Kids don't ask to be here. You done went to the club, got a section, got drunk, met a bitch. Now you had a whole person and you abandoned them, and you thinking like because you was irresponsible, because that's a really irresponsible decision. And a lot of people like to point fingers like, oh well, watch who you having kids with. No, because there's people. Like, people wear masks. People wear masks all the time.
Yeah.
And you can think there's women who been with a guy for years and had a baby and he still leaves the kid. Or maybe it was a little hookup that got pregnant. Maybe she just wants to be a mom. Or, because also people don't consider all that a woman goes through to abort. Or, things like that.
Which is also like a crazy thing, right?
Yeah,
you have
it's
to
like,
decide to get rid of a life.
Yeah.
And I just, unfortunately, I mean, I don't want to sound controversial or anything, but unfortunately, I see that it tends to be that men are not as responsible as women when it comes to that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great men out there.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of great fathers, and shout outs to them for sticking with their family and doing what they need to do. But unfortunately, it seems like that is being pushed as well.
Yeah.
Like you said it right now.
Yeah.
There's celebrities out there that they're like, hey, yo, how many? You got like 7 baby mamas and 18 kids.
And you are not able to, no matter how much money you have. And that's the thing. A lot of people think that money can substitute parenting. Now, it's great to be financially stable when having a kid, but I mean, a lot of people know all too well, you never know someone's situation. They could have grew up with a parent that didn't have much, but they feel love, they feel, happiness, they had a good childhood. Versus somebody who, if they're just throwing money and not getting nurtured at all, they feel...
That's how psychopaths get made.
Exactly. And but people think that, oh, well, he paid her off, he's good. No, that child still needs you in their life. Like, it's not...
Well, I'm just saying on my own, how I grew up, I don't even know my father's name. I never knew who he was and nothing like that. So going through that, you recognize like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How did someone just decide to do that?
Was there a significant point in your life that you felt that the absence of your father was affecting you? Like, did you ever...
At the beginning when I was young, I used to be so like, man, what the fuck, this and that. And then eventually I got to a point where like, I'm already at my teens.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, you forget it.
I mean, the crazy part about this, you make so many mistakes.
Yeah.
make a lot of mistakes. I made crazy mistakes.
Yeah.
And, you just realize that our communities need that. They need that fatherhood. We need
for
to
sure.
teach men to like, yo, you need to be fucking responsible.
Yeah, exactly. And think about, and that goes into how a lot of men act these days, like when girls call guys sassy or things like that, or just not knowing how to court a woman. Even whether that's, not having that father figure in the home. You lose out on a whole other perspective, because a woman can teach, especially for young boys, a woman can teach a young boy everything. But there's obviously a lot of great men who are made by and raised by single mothers. But it's like the absence of, that's why men in general are important, because that's when uncles come in and brothers or male cousins or grandfathers come in. Like, those things. And it's good to have that, because, like I said, it's a whole nother perspective of life.
Right.
And you can't do it. Just like there are single dads who have daughters, and they can't teach everything that, like, for her to be a woman.
Exactly,
and then people wonder why a lot of people walk around these days. And, there are some guys that act like, because they only been raised by women, they have a high level of femininity. And it's okay to, I believe in balance, obviously, as somebody who, presents androgynous and, both feminine and masculine. I believe that, as a person, it's good to have balance in your masculinity and your femininity. And a lot of men, due to being raised by single mothers, they present themselves very feminine. I'm not talking about how they look. Gary, you could be big, macho, swole, wear whatever you want to wear. But just, being emotionally unstable, even the way you handle rejection, something like that. Like, why? Like, there are men who kill women if they don't want to talk to them.
Right.
Like, that sense of entitlement.
Which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, and a lot of that and a lot of that, where does that rejection stem from? Whether they had mothers that rejected them, or, dealing with the mother. A lot of men don't like their mothers because they didn't have a father.
Right.
Like, and like how we saying, we're appreciating women. Everything always somehow comes back to the woman, regardless of what a man's action was. Yeah. Yes. And it's like that absence of a man, he hated that his father wasn't there, and then watched his mom deal with whatever she had to deal with. Man, she's doing the best that she fucking can, but you start to have disdain towards her because of, she doesn't have the help. And you don't have the support either. And then now you get older and you are taking it and carrying it on with women that you date or women that you know, things like that. Most men don't see women outside of, an object, as a sexual object.
Which is also something that they're seeing. Something that they're being
taught. Like you said, music.
TV shows, like, come on, like most of the songs are like, "What up, girl? Let's do this and do that." That's all you know and shit. So when you go, "Yo, what up, girl? You want to move around?"
Like, damn, like she can't even just sit here. She can't be in a row.
That's what I'm saying. And I grew up seeing my mom be abused.
I'm sorry.
And I saw her get hit and stuff like that. So when I eventually grew up myself, I was like, yo, you can't treat women like that.
Yeah,
but that's what I took from it.
Yeah, it's good. I was just gonna say that. It's good that you took that from it, because some people take it and be like, "I'm finna."
That's how I gotta do it. But exactly. I myself, seeing her, like the way she was suffering, seeing her cry, like those nights where I'm the one that told her to leave my stepfather.
Yeah,
I'm like, look.
Do you have siblings?
No.
Oh, so you're a child?
Well, I think I do have half brothers or something. I don't know. That's from my father's side. I don't even know.
Right.
But my stepfather, I didn't even know he wasn't my father till like I was older. But anyway, that's another story on its own. But seeing her go through that and seeing how crazy she, like the things she had to do to raise me and give me food, and I was like, women are fucking strong.
Yeah.
That's what I took from it.
For sure.
And, I mean, in relationships, obviously I've made mistakes and stuff like that, but never to that degree where it's like that,
Because, and like you said, the things that somebody has to do to raise, because there are some women who, they're in an abusive relationship, and like, when it comes to victims in general, but especially domestic violence victims, people, like, obviously it's easier said than done to leave. Yeah. And people don't understand that sometimes women are in abusive relationships because they need a provider. There's a lot of women who are like that deal with whatever comes with the man just because they need that in a home, or especially if they feel like I feel like nowadays, obviously, women and women's rights has progressed so much to the point where women are very strong-minded and openly strong-minded, I'd say. But in past years, past generations, like, even there was grandmothers teaching women like how to be with the man so that way he can pay the bills and provide for the home.
Right.
And that shit came with a lot. Like, oh yeah, he might be cheating, might have another family, might even put his hands on you, something like that. But if he's taking care of this, you tolerate that, or you allow this, or don't speak, or when people be like, who plate you make first? All this shit. Like, what's going on here? Like,
well, that's why you always have to protect your heart and you gotta protect your mind, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you see this often in abusive relationships where the guy will play mind games.
Oh yeah, because there's different forms of abuse.
Because they're like, oh, they'll do whatever they're gonna do, and then like come and love bomb you.
Yeah.
Like, yo, my fault, blah blah.
Okay, now your mind all confused. Like, oh, he does love me.
It was a mistake.
Right.
I did mess up, blah blah. And it's like, nah. You need to recognize what's going on.
Or even guys, like, some people, they only look at the physical aspect of abuse, so they think, I never put my hands on a woman, or I never put my hands on this, and they think that they're good, but they miss how they treat and talk to people, or, because verbal abuse is a thing, psychological abuse is a thing, or,
yeah, you're right.
or like, even, like, financial abuse. Some people would treat someone like shit, but then here's some money, and then it's good.
And that goes to what you're saying about the kids. Like, here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Or taking away things, like, see, I work in social work, outside of doing music. So I see a lot of different couples and family dynamics and things like that. And like, there's signs that someone's like, okay, this is not a evenly yoked relationship. Like, there's some abuse going on here. Like, I've had couples that they be like, yeah, we share a phone. So,
whoa.
Sometimes you might text and it might be me. So, how the hell are y'all sharing a phone? Like, this, like, what are you talking about? Like,
that sounds suspect right
there.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like, people don't look at that. That's those ways that they're being controlled, whether it's subtle or direct.
Yeah, because they probably like, no, you're not going to text no one.
Yeah, exactly. I know everyone you talk to. We got the same damn contact list.
Yeah, right.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's why the world needs more powerful women like yourself, right?
I appreciate that.
And that's what I like about this show, that so far I've been able to meet so many awesome ass people.
Yeah, it's been really great talking to you. Like, I love the conversation we've been having.
Because meeting people like you just motivates me more.
Likewise.
And it helps me, like, just being able to recognize someone like got some crazy ass talent. You're like, yo, and that's what I'm saying. The voice of someone is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the message you're trying to get out there is so important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just, because where the world is at now, there are countries out there where women don't even have rights.
Yeah, can't drive, can't
wear the stuff that you want to wear.
Yeah, can't do a lot. There's a time where in certain countries in Africa, women were being castrated.
Whoa.
Yeah, where they were removing their clitoris.
Whoa, for real?
Yeah.
Damn,
I don't want to say which particular area because I don't want to be wrong, but I know there's certain countries. I don't know if they still do.
Why did they do that?
Controlled, and then also the belief of like women should be having sexual pleasures and things like that. Religious beliefs, things like that. Yeah,
that's so crazy.
And that goes back to objectifying a woman because you're taking an area that correlates with the sexual pleasure and arousal. Yeah, and but they would do that. Or like in Asian countries, they used to bind women's feet. But there's a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to elaborate so I don't say the wrong thing. But yeah, like women getting their feet binding. That's when they like it'll be shaped like those little shoes. Those little.
Oh wow!
And they'll like bind them. Yeah, as a kid, and like
they also used to I think get rid of girls. They didn't want girls.
Yeah. There's cultures that would definitely, get rid of like any female baby.
You could only have one girl in the family, and that's it.
But then there's also cultures that women are everything. They're matriarchs and things like that.
Well, it goes back to what you were saying, sort of, right? There needs to be a balance.
Yeah.
A balance of everything, because we all bring something to the table.
Yes.
Especially, the world needs better relationships, better connections, better
I agree for sure,
better father figures, because it it really dictates where we at now.
Yeah, you got a lot of hurt people walking around hurting more people.
Exactly.
And it's like, and then even when you say like better relationships, people always only think of romantic relationships when they think of relationships. But like, no, your relationship with your family, which, you know, obviously that gets tricky because, you know, sometimes you get bad parents, things like that. But with your friends, you know, like people, some people have really bad friends. They might not feel like it, they might not know it, or maybe they'll realize it later in retrospect. But that is a relationship you also have to nurture and like put effort into. You know, you have to check on your friends, and your friends have to check on you. You have to show them respect and respect their boundaries, just like you would respect somebody that you were romantically involved with. You know, and just overall, I think people, like you said, they just have to understand. And no one's responsible. No one's trauma outweighs another, because at the end of the day, it's what you feel. Like yeah, like if I slap you, but then somebody kicked me in the stomach, both of those things hurt, but we're gonna feel like the pain that we're in matters more because it's the pain that you're in and what you're experiencing.
Right.
And we can't do that. Like, well, I got hit in the stomach, well, I got slapped. You're not gonna be able to measure it up. And people have
At
to.
the end of the day, you both hurt.
Yeah, exactly. You both hurt, and you have to be responsible for that. It might suck that sometimes we are hurt by others and have to deal with the result of it. But if you don't deal with the result of it, you're gonna always deal with it. Even if you're not facing it and changing it or trying to address it, you're still dealing with it because now it's shaped your mindset, your character, and how you behave and act with other people.
Yeah, because relationships overall are not all just physical. They're also a mental and spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual, emotional, yeah.
Because the people that you have around you matter so much. Like what you were saying earlier at the beginning, that when you were going through all that stuff, when people saw you feeling good and all that, they were like, hell yeah, they felt that same way, because again, that's what we all need.
Yeah, and then like imagine being in a situation like that and your friend's like, oh, you can't come out tonight?
Right.
You got a flare up. Shit, I'll catch you when you feel better. Yeah. That'll suck. You'd be like, damn. But like, no, like my friends, like, and my sister, she'll come over. I could be feeling terrible. If I barely can move her, she'll come over. We gonna watch something. We gonna eat. She'll cook for me. She'll clean the house. Like, and those are like the people that are in my life. Like, I'm always grateful for the people that are around me because they do things like that. But then when I'm feeling good and we finna go outside, we gonna go out and have a good time too. Like people, like, you know, there's a lot of conditional love. And that's why when people say love is supposed to be unconditional, but ultimately the way people show love in this world is conditional. People love by certain standards and conditions. Once you can't do something, now your friends ain't hanging out. Or if you usually pay for everybody and things like that, but then maybe you down on your ass and you can't afford to party pay out, now they don't want to hang with you. Or, you know, even with relationships, like, and that goes back to the thing like with relationships between men and women. Like, think about how men feel when they feel like they can't provide, because there's sometimes women that be like, oh, this broke ass, I ain't talking to him no more. Like damn, I thought you liked him. Like, you know, it all goes around, and everybody has their faults. Nobody's perfect. Hell, I damn near ain't nowhere near perfect. And I don't know. It's just right.
I mean, it's
what
always
happens if I gotta go to the bathroom?
Oh, we could just pause real quick.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna say, I was trying to know. I'm spinning. I feel like we're on the news.
Today's news.
All right.
Shit going crazy out there.
Hell yeah. We been talking about all type of shit. We just bouncing around.
But we're back. Feeling good now.
Yeah, no, feel refreshed.
Yeah, it's crazy that the body be like, yo, I don't care. I don't give a fuck what you're doing right now.
Literally. Peeing is so crazy to me. Like, I always think that, like, especially when I'm like when I really have to go to the bathroom. Like, you know, when you really have to go to the bathroom, you've been driving, and you finally get to go, you just feel like,
oh, like, man, it's like a fucking
your energy and shit.
Like a body experience and shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you know, you see when a kid doesn't want to tell you
but
they start dancing and shit.
Yeah, I be on there with my nephew. He start like touching her, so I'm like, you gotta go to the bathroom, bro. Just go. You're not about to miss nothing.
You think there's an R&B video?
Yeah, no, because you know, kids, they always feel like they gonna miss something.
Yeah. I've seen you with pictures of kids. Is that your kid or?
Oh no, that's her son. You probably talking about. Yeah, that's my nephew.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, that's my little pride of joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's such a cool kid. I have a lot of nieces and nephews. I have hella actually.
Yeah.
Like total, I think I'm probably at like 12 now.
You got like a big family?
My brothers were just real active because only two of my brothers have kids, and you would think like, cause I have one brother, he has 5.
Oh.
And then the other one has 3, so that's 8. And then I consider my friends' kids like my nieces and nephews because, they are, And so
Right.
then Carter 11, that's 12. Yeah, it's a bunch of them. Then 13 because Amira just was born. And my one friend, she's pregnant now. They'll be 14. Like, yeah, I do love kids. They have enough kids. I don't have to have any at that point.
Would you ever plan to or not?
I would like to, but then like it's such a pendulum for me because on one end I would really love to experience motherhood, but then it's like the more I talk to moms and like I know some people like I have friends that almost died on the table while having their baby. Then I had a
Whoa.
friend who her pregnancy was butter. Like all she did was sleep, read, and eat, and yeah,
And
she
right
said
out.
her shit was cool, natural birth, all good, and it's like. Who knows? And then now with this whole autoimmune disease thing, I don't want to be pregnant and have a flare up,
yeah,
and
right,
then
right.
yeah, it's
On
it's
top
a
of it, right?
yeah, exactly. So I don't know, but I think that like I said, I have enough nieces and nephews that I feel like though it's not motherhood, but it's being a part of raising someone, and you see like because even with my nephew Carter, like I'm with him like damn near every day, and I see ways that he like starts to mimic me or develop things like even if we're in the car now like he has a fade, but now lately I've been seeing him like shaking his head like, and I'm like, boy, like what you doing? But yeah, and then also I work with kids and things like that, so I feel like I've experienced like growing with a
You
lot
sort
of
of
children.
experienced motherhood from the outside, sort of.
I won't say all that. I won't say all that. 'Cause like we said, that's a lot. That's a lot that comes with it. There's a lot good. There's it's just a lot. But I definitely think I've experienced raising kids, and
Okay.
I would like it would be nice to have a mini me, but I don't know. We'll see. I gotta find a good baby daddy. I'm not trying to be out here.
Hey, that goes to what we were saying, right?
Right.
You never know if the motherfucker's gonna take a responsibility.
Hello,
for it, right?
and people always laugh when I say it because they think they're like, oh, you want to have with a woman? Oh, I'll have my woman, but you still are a father.
Right,
You gonna raise
true.
this kid.
I mean, that's another thing too that as men we don't realize that for a woman to have a child,
That's hella.
I don't even think men
Start
could do
to
it.
finish. Hell nah.
If men
barely can take a common cold.
if today I was pregnant and I had to have a kid, I'd be like, that's it. No more kids for everyone. Fuck this shit.
Literally,
no one should go through this.
There's some women who are like that. A lot of women be like, I'm one and done because I don't want to go through that again. Like people, health wise, some people are nauseous. The pain, emotionally, like just like feeling like you lose control of your emotions, or even after having a baby, the way your body changed. It's a lot. Like I've seen pictures of women that they'll be like before pregnant and then like during their pregnancy, and they will have a small nose. And next thing you know, their nose huge. They're like things about them are literally physically changing. Sometimes it goes away, and sometimes it doesn't. And that's one of my fears. I got a little nose.
I didn't even know that happened to them.
Yeah, women noses be spread and shit like that, or and then obviously people like with baby weight and things like that, or even scars. Maybe you don't know you're gonna have to have a C-section, and the next thing you know you do, and then now you have that scar. Some people embrace it, some people feel away, stretch marks, all type of stuff. So it's a lot, and I don't know. I feel like I'd be irritated, like pregnant, because everybody gonna be like, "You pregnant?" And they gonna be looking at me like, "Oh, look how you dressed." Because I'm still look like this. I'm just gonna be pregnant.
Like, what? They gonna be like, what's going on?
What's happening? How did that happen? Like,
it is crazy that as humans we are determined so much by chemical,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, chemical imbalances. A lot of people out here with some chemical imbalances that's not okay. And I don't mean it like that. Motherfuckers be crazy.
But I know what you're saying, though. Well, I was talking more about like brain.
I'm sorry.
Oh shit! But yeah, I mean, that is so crazy that we're made the way our body is made.
Yeah,
and the way we experience this life, and the way you go smoke some shit, you drink something, take a pill,
and the state of mind you enter, yeah. And on one end, I don't know, I'm a curious person. I like learning about things, I like experiencing things. So like on one end, it's like if you ever take shrooms or something like that. Like, people who do that, there's people who do it in moderation, do it a lot and things like that. But how that affects your state of mind and things like that, or or even, like addiction. Addiction is a really powerful thing. And it's a really hard thing to, beat and get over. And
Unfortunately, that's so prevalent in our community.
Yeah, no, for sure. And even sometimes if you actually talk to someone who is an addict, like they can admit to you that the high not that long or this and that, but some people feel like it's nothing like that feeling, despite what situation they in, that they still feel a sense of euphoria. And like you said with the chemicals,
Right,
like
right.
that's crazy.
Because at one time, I'm like, I put a ladder, right, and it was like really like 30 feet high, and I'm about to go up there with some wire and shit, and some dude's like, "Hey man, you should have been doing that shit." Like, he's over here scratching himself. Like, bro, you're
Like, I'm climbing the ladder.
Like, I'm trying to fucking do some work. You over there
You
fucking
out your
feed,
mind.
and then he asked me for some money and shit. Like,
Yeah.
bro, but
Yeah.
that's how crazy addiction is.
Yeah, or like I said, with work experience, like I have parents who are like, I would have somebody down there breaking their jaw in my face and be like, I haven't done no drugs. I'm like, come on, Tina, don't play with me right now. But it's hard to fight. It's not. It's like one of the hardest things I feel like to.
It's like a demon.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's like a demon that takes over people's bodies.
Yeah,
like.
and then also addiction is normalized. Cause like, especially nowadays, most people are alcoholics, functioning alcoholics. And like, and even I like to drink a lot. I wouldn't say I'm alcoholic though. I wouldn't go that far. But it's like, it's normalized to like, shit, whether you're a soccer mom, housewife, but you need that wine every day, or to the point where you got a bottle like this and it's actually full of wine at your kid game.
Right.
Or if those people who outside all the time, like,
well, nowadays they got people on pills like a month.
Yeah.
Opioid, Ozempic, and all that shit.
Yeah, the opioid.
That's also crazy because all that stuff is legal.
Yeah,
but weed's not legal.
Well, nowadays.
Weed, I mean, it's
it's
not to a certain degree.
Yeah, it's not federally legal. Yeah, and with the pills, that continued on from 70s, 80s war on drugs,
Right.
Like with the war on drugs, it was about crack cocaine and that whole thing.
But that was more about keeping the black community down.
Yes, keeping minorities in the black community down.
The actual government was feeding that shit to the community.
The biggest plug, Ronald Reagan,
right.
But yeah, and the thing is, look at the most important things about comparing the reaction to both of these epidemics. When it was crack cocaine, it was criminalized. They're taking crackheads to jail. When it's politicians' kids who can't stop doing opioids, they're putting them in rehabs. They're looking at it a completely different way. Yeah.
Like, oh no, now we need help. We need to subsidize this. And all that.
Exactly.
Like,
nah. Lock their ass up like you did us. No.
Yeah, it does sound cynic, but really, for real. Well, now it's a fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now because
you were tearing down communities.
Whole communities.
Yeah, families, generations.
For generations.
Most people that you talk to can say that they have at least one uncle or aunt in their family who is an active crackhead.
Right.
And it gets to the point
steal your BCR even though nobody has BCR anymore.
Sold your bike. You like, damn. Like,
what the fuck did you get a BCR? What the fuck you trying to sell me one right now?
It's 2025. Why do I want this right now? Yeah, or if you just ride around, like, and then that goes into, mental health. When you see these people who are homeless and in psychosis, and then also addicts, like, it all is a cycle.
Yeah, because if they really wanted to help our communities, they will open better schools, put more funding.
And they're taking funding from schools right now.
Right, putting more funding into schools and teachers. Teachers do not make any money.
No.
And they need to make money. And
something I be saying is like, I personally don't really like celeb culture or in a sense where like when I see shit like, oh, this quarterback signed another year contract for $400 million. Now, I love sports. I used to play sports. It's fun. It's great. And it does take a lot of discipline and dedication and talent and strength and all that great stuff. But there's no way in hell we have people who cannot eat. If a motherfucker miss one paycheck, that they may be homeless.
That's it.
Like, yeah. And it's like, and niggas is getting $400 million to play a game. And we
catch a fucking people, ball and shit.
Yeah, we have people who are starving. Like, people, and especially because I see it every day, like real, like broke people. And we might, and even us in this room, we might think like, shit, I'm broke today. Let me not go out. Let me save. Let me do this. No,
I've
like
done that many
I'm
times,
talking
yeah.
to parents who are like, yeah, I get paid and this and the other, and they're sending me pay stubs where there are some people who are still making hundreds of dollars on a check, like 500. I'm seeing $500 checks, and I'm thinking, how the fuck in this world are you raising your kids off this?
Right.
Like that's terrible.
Right.
Like and teachers, like
and then
you
you
said,
see the dad fucking wearing like brand new Jordans
right
and
and
then the fucking
shit, and the mom
Lexus or some
struggling,
bullshit.
like we said earlier. and then with teachers, a lot of teachers are single handedly raising these kids, not just teaching them, literally
and
raising
buying their
them.
materials.
And buying their own school supplies. There's 27 kids in one classroom. I wouldn't want to be nowhere in a room this size with 27 fucking kids. Like, no.
Right.
Kids can't focus. You can't get them all attention.
That's why, like, sometimes teachers lose that love of teaching.
Yeah.
They're like,
a lot of social jobs.
Like, I'm not going to make no money out of this.
Yeah.
And, like, so then now we're hurt even more because that's another generation of new kids that are going to come into the world that they're like, I didn't learn shit when I was in school. Fuck it.
And it's like, you could try your hardest, but like you said, if there's 20 plus kids in a room, one teacher, and then we got these broken homes, so you got about 15 of these kids with no daddy, and mama struggling, barely at home. If they got older siblings, they're probably being raised by their older siblings. Mama's at work, so lock the door, make them whatever frozen food they're gonna eat tonight, pop it in the air fryer, this, any other. Kids are lacking nutrition, they're lacking attention, love, and you see that in their behavior, and teachers see that, and they recognize that, and then they try to go the extra mile to help these kids, and then now this kid's missing out. And maybe those 3 kids get it off back, and they're super smart, and you don't really have to pay attention to them, and now this kid is acting out because he wants attention, and he's yelling, cussing, bouncing around. It's a lot to deal with, and people think that, and then you got the nurse to cuss me out when I checked your child. Like, no.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because all of this is just creating more of a control. School seems to be just a way to teach you how to be a slave.
Yeah.
What time do you come in? Do you come in at 8? What time do you leave? By 4. What time does a regular job start? 9. What time do you leave? 5.
And
what time do you eat?
Yeah.
Midday, right? So it's just a condition upon a condition.
Yeah, like, there's the school to prison pipeline, and then there's also the idea that school is, now I'm big on education, so I'm not saying it in a way where I, but a lot of times school just teaches you how to regulate in society.
Right.
And to the point where you stop dreaming.
Right.
It's like now you feel like you don't have no other option. School, job, this, any other. But it's like, no. I always tell people all the time, you can live this life however you want.
Right.
However.
Because, again, if they do want to help us, if they do want to help children, they would give bigger budgets to the schools.
Yeah.
Help,
and not just to who you think is worth it.
Right. Not just the neighborhoods that you think are like, okay, these are good neighborhoods. Let's give them all the money. Give them the better schools.
Every child has
computers, all that shit. I went to for some time I was in a gifted class for a long time. That gifted class was hated so much because we used to get all the new computers.
Yeah.
But like, bro, why not do that for everybody?
Yeah, because you can't, and that goes back to creating hierarchy and competition.
Right.
That's how crime is created.
And that's how, like, just again, conditioning everyone to think a certain way. Oh, wow, you're better than me? Oh, wow, watch.
That's literally how crime is created. You take a bunch of people, you take a large population of people with limited resources. People are going to fight. It's the oldest tale in the book. You can do that anyway. If you take 10 motherfuckers and put them in a room for a week and only this amount of food, this amount of water, you're going to see people change and their behaviors change, and crime is going to occur. And it happens everywhere,
Yeah, and that just it's just a perpetual thing that, I believe that with our art, we could sort of move that pendulum in a positive way.
Art will always last. Think about it
because art is free. Like literally we just making shit out of nowhere, out of nothing.
Out of ideas, out of thoughts, out of thin air. And it's going to stand. That's why it's important who you want to be as an artist. And that's why I make the music I make, because Like I can freestyle. I like to freestyle. I can rap about anything or whatever. But when it comes to putting
we're
pen
gonna
to paper,
do that at the end.
are you gonna freestyle?
Yeah.
Okay. Putting pen to paper and releasing a project, I always want my music to reflect and represent what I truly believe and feel. Obviously, yeah, we're gonna have some fun songs here and there, this and the other. But I just knew as an artist, I didn't want it to get twisted in that when you hear my music, you think, oh, this is just that type of person or whatever. Because people make those assumptions. But I think as an artist, we have civil responsibility to speak on what needs to be said, what matters.
The voice that we're trying to use,
because
right?
that's what's gonna live before us. I could die, but
Your
who
songs
knows
are
where it
gonna-
could get
right,
who
yeah.
knows what will be discovered and things like that. That's why we have art and we have these museums, whether it's painting, whether it's writings, books, things like that. Because I look at books as art as well. Like,
Yeah.
so
Art is just a body and a spirit of its own, right?
Yeah.
And it's expressed through so many different venues and
it shapes tomorrow while telling the story yesterday. Like,
hey,
so.
there you go. Speaking of which, this song that you have, this one's which one did we load?
We're doing
up?
Crash Out. This
Crash
is track 4 on MV2.
Okay.
I'm ready for this.
Let me just make sure it's the right length. Yeah, okay, cool. Got anything to say while I set this up?
Well, I've had a great time talking to you. This has been a great interview. Definitely one of my favorite interviews.
Thanks. Appreciate
we
that.
just been flowing and going, and yeah, it's nice when you're not just, oh, so what's your favorite song you made? Actually having a conversation, and it's shit that matters. So
like
thank you.
Said, I think the world needs more powerful women like you.
Yeah.
And like the artistry, it's just your art speaks for itself, and that's what we all need.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and you have a great mindset, and the world definitely needs more men like you. That,
thank you.
Respect women and see the power and things like that, and just in general, everything that you've been saying. So it's been a great time talking to you. But yeah, I'm ready whenever you are.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this song, Crash Out.
This is Crash Out off MV2. Can you turn me up a little bit? MV2 is available on all platforms. You can purchase it on Even. Support the artists. Yeah. Yeah. Say, I just might, okay, might look, feeling like I might crash out. Think I might need me a Bandicoot, a bad bitch or two, and her ass out. I've been on the road, I've been on my own, rolling stone in your glass house. Lately I've been thinking I need space, nigga, I might pass out. Hit a scream from underneath, and that POV too much for me. Always want a buck for me like I'm Jimmy B, but they go for my family and the leeches that surrounded me. The shouts that scream not haunting me, but they haunting you, and that's how I feel not trusting you. Trust it all, I'ma back the wall, I'ma walk them down like the meeting over. Cold nigga, I don't see a shoulder, bitch, I got drive, I don't see a chauffeur. I'm up next like the show is over. Whole hood like nigga, I told you. Hoes on the phone asking for closure. Nigga be testing, hold your composure. Why would your partner would do for exposure? I'm telling you niggas hey, I've been on the road. Say Rolling Stone in your glass, Lately I've been thinking I need space like I might pass out. I've been on the road, I've been on my own. Rolling Stone in your glass house. Just might crash out. Say the nigga might, I just might. Yeah, I just might. Okay, but a nigga can't move too fast. Yeah, look, in the morning, I won't. Say I just might crash. Hey, look, and a nigga might slide. Yeah, the nigga might slide. Wait, but I just can't move too fast. Yeah. Most high, yeah, one more time. Look, I'm telling you niggas to crash out. I've been on the road, I've been on my own, rolling stone in your glass house. Lately I've been thinking I need space like I might pass out. I've been on the road, I've been on my own, rolling stone in your glass house. Think a nigga might, and I just might. Said I just might crash for a little bit. Said I just might slide on the weekend. Said I just might crash for a little bit, but you don't gotta keep it up between. Said I just might slide on the late night. Said I just might crash on the weekend. Said I guess might, yeah. Say I might just crash, yeah.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yo, that was fucking dope. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. For real. Wow, that was. I now I got to listen to the lyrics a little better. I heard it before, but I did, now I hear the song a little,
That's the best part about live.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes I hear something live and you just want to hear that version. Like, damn.
You're like, whoa,
Yeah,
fuck.
exactly.
That's what you really say.
Right, okay,
Because, you know,
okay.
when you hear a song, the production and everything, you hear in everything.
Yeah, you end up just vibing into everything.
Yeah, and right now, I'm only hearing your vocals and things. So I'm like, yo, this should, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, IQ.
Thank you so much again. Before every podcast, like I said, I do a freestyle. This beat that someone sent me, they're like, yo, try to see if you could do something to it.
All right, bet.
So we're gonna finish the show on this freestyle again. Thank you so much for doing this, for being here.
Yeah.
Shout out to your sister for being here too.
Yeah, shout out to Joy. Y'all know. It's gonna be a compilation of all the shout out to Joy interviews. She just be sitting there laughing in the
So this beat's by DJ Tat. And so if you could go first, and I'll finish the beat.
Alright, man, let's do it. See what you got from me.
Oh shit.
I really do like this setup too. It's cool as hell.
Thanks.
Cause I'm coming out east. To the drop. 1, 2, most high, IQ. Yeah.
By the way, please go follow her on Spotify and all that.
Oh yeah, follow me on all platforms. Follow him.
All the platforms. Go listen to the new EP, yo.
For sure. Look. Okay. I wasn't expecting a drop, but really I like it. It's coming in hot. I'm finna come through. I'm gon' fuck up the spot. What? Look. Hit from the back, she don't take off her top. It's really so easy. I tell them niggas go get MV2. That shit just dropped. I'm here with the IQ. They talking to her, got a high IQ. Matter of fact, got a high EQ. That's emotional intelligence. We all gon' speak when we come through. Bad bitches gon' leave when I come through. So she know what I'm living with the dream, and I'm selling her a dream, but she coming out with me. I done took her to things that's hit her overseas. Yeah, we gon' get it poppin' on the regular, baby. Let's slide for the weekend. And if you gon' come on a late night, we can just keep it like with T-friends, yeah. So you ain't gotta pony no pig, you ain't even gotta trip. You ain't gotta have a line up on ish. I just thought I went real quick, but I went real quick like, yeah. It's most high, and it's IQ. Look, she gave good head, she got good IQ. Oh. Yeah. And then a friend Q, so I told her hi too. And she had a best friend that was a guy. Well, I guess I'm bi too. Let's get it on.
Yeah. Check it out, about to do this. Man, I'm about to go cash out. First of all, you gotta listen to the EP, listen to Crash Out. Yeah, gotta go all the way high, but for a minute, she's the most high. Hey, passing by, driving by, I don't really fuck with that. Yo, you know what's up, man? What we need is more dads. Motherfuckers better get on that. Yo, fuck that. I do eat girls like a Kit Kat, but that's beyond the motherfucking point. Do this shit, yo, I get high, but I didn't smoke a joint. I fucking gotta go with the knowledge, man, we gotta go. Don't fucking subsidize the kids, man, let's reach our goals. Yo, fuck it, we need a little bit of more fucking talking about the society fucking coming. Why are we fighting over the skins? Do this shit, man. If we all help each other, we finna win. We finna win. This is the win. This is the city that we came in. This is the thing. This is another motherfucking thing. I need more oxygen. Naithemosthigh and IQ Soul. About to drop this shit, let you know. Take it straight to the soul.
Yeah. Say we finna win, say we finna run it up, run it till nothing is left. I don't know nothing about niggas, but when I look into his eyes, he don't know his shelf. Damn, you gotta figure it out. Damn, stop thinking about all word of mouth. Damn, shorty said come to the house. Fuck it, I'm sliding, kicking it out. Yeah, it's okay. We gon' keep running it up like as we get it up. Oh, wait, say it's okay. Say we gon' keep running it up till we get it. We gotta feed us and we gotta feed children. We gotta respect all the motherfucking women. We gotta get niggas that's out of the jail, cause most of my niggas was doing the sentence like damn. She wanna go straight to the beach, no Venice.
Yeah.
She said that she came from the east, Menace.
Yeah.
Wait, you say you from my west? Oh, give me a minute. I can't go over there cause you tweaking, little baby. Yeah, I'm just talking that shit. It's most high and IQ. Yeah, listen to spit. Off dome, interview. Really just talking that shit.
Yeah.
Really. Really just talking that shit. And shout out to, what was the producer?
P.O.T.
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 P.O. what?
P.O.T.
P.O. who?
About to go in.
become a beast. I ain't tryna be cool. I'm just tryna teach my kids that they should go to school, but learn the real shit. History is getting fucking bounded. Naithemosthigh about to drop this shit and we found it.
That was fun.
Yeah, anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Again, I know you came from far, so I appreciate it even more.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, my point is we need more powerful women. We also need more powerful men, but you know that's another point. But thank you so much. Do you have any last words?
Man, thank you for having me. Like I said, it's been a great time, great conversation. I'm even more turned up now that we done freestyle. Like, you know, that's what I love to do. Definitely want you to come on Bars at the Bar when we come back in 2026. Follow me on all platforms at Naithemosthigh. Subscribe to me on YouTube at Most High Presents. And yeah, stream NV2. It's out on all platforms, so you can purchase it on Even. So thanks, IQ. It's been a great time.
Well, thank you so much again. And hey, y'all, please spread love. And most of all, love each other, y'all.